Of course, we are at the Home and Garden Show, and we want to help you all get a sense of what you can do here, and you can get some tips as well, because there are, of course, people here who are pros, like Lisa Goulet, our next guest. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Now, Lisa, you're from Lisa Goulet Designs.
Yes.
And we want to help people get the biggest bang for their buck, because we were talking earlier on in the show about how a home renovation, a total home renovation, can be quite expensive, but there are easy ways that you can spruce up your home, right?
Of course. The easiest way is always paint. A fresh paint can make a huge difference. And as you mentioned earlier in the show, the orange is the trend color for 2012.
Right.
So if you like orange, then go for it. It's only a can of paint. It's easy to change. So.
But would you do a whole room in orange? What would you do with the trend color?
I probably wouldn't. A lot of people do like feature walls. So maybe just like the pop of color in one of the rooms. And then maybe you can pull it through the rest of the room with a throw pillow here and there, or a vase, or and then that way when you're tired of it or the trends change and you want to follow the trend, you repaint and change the accessories out.
Okay.
Yeah, and I guess that's really an inexpensive way to start, Lisa, because really when you think about it, it's something dramatic that you can do for the entire room. When you go to choose a paint color, do you take into consideration some of the bigger pieces of furnishings that you may have to begin with?
Yeah, absolutely. I always try to start with the classic neutral pieces. So your expensive pieces like your upholstered sofa, you don't want to replace that every year or two. You want to have that for maybe 10 years.
Right.
And so that I usually try to tell my clients to go neutral, or a neutral can even be a navy blue, as long as it's something that's grounded and that they love, and can be easily accessorized to change it up.
Right.
So definitely, and then the paint color would come from those. You take those into consideration. But paint's very versatile. And even a gray can have a lot of blue or a lot of green. So depending on what you have in the room, you can always paint certain colors. You just have to have the undertones correct.
Right.
And we were talking about tangerine, but there are other colors, of course, that are really hot this season. What are you seeing?
Well, I brought a few examples.
Okay.
One of the things that's really popular right now, I'll hold it up in case you need to see it, is these handcrafted items, things that show workmanship. A lot of wood is very, very popular. Did you want to take it? And so things that show the person's hand in it. So that's it could be as simple as an organic bowl on the table. It could be what I saw at the home show in Toronto was a hammered sink. So those kind of things that show craftsmanship.
Is nature, I mean, we've seen sort of the environment, thankfully, being a trend. People are more environmentally conscious. They're going more towards sustainability. Are you seeing that then in some of the decor options? Are we going back to nature a little bit?
Yeah, I think people are looking for quality and things that are made, that are made eco-friendly and aren't as hard on the environment. I think everyone is kind of conscious of that.
Right.
So a lot of companies are addressing that.
And we're seeing that even in paint options.
That's right.
There's more eco-friendly
and people with
paint.
allergies and
Yeah, of course.
If you're going to be adding accent pieces like this, because I mean, this is a certain look. It is wood. It is bringing in sort of a country feel. But if you don't want to go too country, how many of these types of items should you have?
Yeah, I mean, trends. I never advocate going crazy with trends. I always think a few little pieces is enough. And it depends what you like. Instead of the wood, maybe you wanted to use something with wrought iron. You can use like metal. That's also very popular right now, the industrial look.
Right.
So, it really is kind of what you like. You don't have to follow every trend. You just maybe pick a few pieces and things that are easily to change, unless you absolutely love the trend.
Perfect.
You brought a sink fixture here
as well? I did. Actually, just to showcase that now what's in right now is warm metals. We're kind of moving away from the chrome to the warmer metals, the bronzes, the brass, but more of a patinaed brass than the shiny brass of the 80s, and also gold, but more of a matte finish. So you're seeing that more in the fixtures and that kind of item. So this is just kind of demonstrate that.
And the last item you brought, I'm imagining, we talked about staying with those neutral colors,
the orange.
but people want to add a little pop though. Better to do it in an accessory like this, than to do it in a dramatic fashion.
Exactly. And then, when you're tired of it or you just want a plain, you just turn it that way.
I wouldn't even see the back of that. That's so true. When you want a little bit more serenity.
That's right. That's right.
Now, where is it, because you're an interior designer, I always wonder where you guys go to find the best deals, because we do want people to get the biggest bang for their buck.
Yeah, honestly, I often go to antique stores,
Right.
Especially if you're looking for an industrial or handmade,
Right.
or you can find something that maybe you're going to change it up. So maybe you see an old desk that the finish is gone, but maybe you're going to paint it that pop of turquoise if that's what you like. So,
Right.
you know, it's those kind of individuality that shows up.
Right.
That's kind of a great way to start. So it may even be something you have in your attic
Right.
that you have on, you know, on your own. in
That's
your
a
own
good
home.
tip for people to shop at home first, and it's also an eco-friendly tip
That's
as well.
right. That's right. Because a lot of things can be changed up, and it adds personality to the space when it's not all cookie cutter. Yeah.
I think one thing a lot of us neglect when we're doing our home decor and we're adding things and taking is lighting. How important is lighting when it comes to
Very
decor?
important. Very important. Most of our rooms are underlit.
Okay.
Yeah, so you definitely want your ambient lighting, which is like your ceiling light, that kind of gives you a general lighting, and then you want task lighting, which could be your lamp for when you're reading, or in the kitchen, your under cabinet lighting to, you know, so that you don't cut your fingers.
We don't want that
Would you use
happening.
lighting to showcase, say, a piece of art?
Certainly, yeah, the picture lights are as well, and then sometimes you just want lighting just for pure effect. And it may not be any purpose but for a decor item. You know, those very soft ones. There's a lot of different ones that are different shapes and that you might put in the corner of the room to kind of bring attention. Yeah.
Well, some great tips. Thank you so much
thanks
for
very
joining
much,
us
Lisa.
today.